Welcome to Beginner's Guide for the C programming tutorial videos. Welcome back. In today's tutorial, this is a pattern that we are trying to print. So as you can see this pattern, in the first row I am trying to print 1 star, in the second row I am trying to print 2 star, third row 3, fourth row 4 and fifth row 5. Again, I want you to observe another thing. The first star that I have printed is in the intersection point of I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 5. Then what about these first 4 places? They are empty, which is nothing but they are empty spaces, right? So if you want to print this pattern, you need to take care of the 3 things. First, you have to know the row and you need to know the column that you want to print the star. Then apart from the rows and column, here we are trying to print the spaces. Just because this is not just empty, we need to move the control from the first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, first row, fourth column, because we are going to print the star at the intersection point of first row and fifth column. Before you go and print this star, in the first 4 columns you have to print the spaces. So here you need to focus on 3 things: row, the number of rows and number of columns together with the space. So how can we write the condition for us to print this pattern? Let us see. So I need to declare the variable integer. I represent the row, j represent the column. Let's say apart from the row and column, I have to focus on the space. So let me create the variable name called space. Alright, now I need to write the condition. Let's say the for loop I is equals to 1, then I less than or equals to 5. I'm going to increment the I value, isn't it so? Then the next one, what else I have to focus? Again, as you can see this matrix, I have got 5 rows, 5 columns. Again, I have to print the spaces, isn't it so? So the next condition that I should write, maybe let's say for space. I'm not going to do anything. Let us write the condition later. Then space. Again, we have to write the condition here. Then again, we need to increment the space value. So what are we going to print them here? Here we are trying to print the space. If you want to print the space, you have to put these things just in double quotes for you to print the space. So this is for the row. This is for you to print the space. Then apart from the space, what do you need to do? You have to write the condition for the column, isn't it? So j is equal to, what is the condition for the j? We will write them later. J, then again we need to write the condition, then we need to increment the j value. So what is going to happen here? We are going to print the value of, which is nothing but, what are we trying to print? We are trying to print the star. Then after printing this star, we need to write another one function called printf. So what is the use of this printf? For us to take the control to the next line. Now, how am I going to write the condition for me to print the star? As you can see them here, in the first row there is only 1 star, second row 2 star, third row 3 star, fourth row 4 stars, and the fifth row 5 star, which is nothing but this star that I am trying to print in this pattern depends on the value of the row, isn't it so? So the condition that I am going to write them here, j value is equals to 1, because this is a first column. So the star that I want to print is based on the value of I, isn't it so? So j less than or equals to I. Then again I am going to increment the value of j, right? So which is nothing but j value is equal to 1, j less than or equals to I, which is nothing but, how is the condition? J is 1 less than or equals to I. What is I value? Initially I value is 1. This is true. If this condition is true, I am going to print 1 star. Then again I need to increment the j value. J value will become 2. If this value is 2, 2 less than or equal to 1, the condition is false, meaning this statement is not going to be executed. Control will come here. Then this when the control reaches here, what is going to happen? Sorry, there is a mistake here. When the control reaches to this printf statement, what is going to happen? The control will move to the first for loop. then I value will be incremented. What is I value before? I value before it was 1, then the I value will be 2. When the I value will become 2, what are we going to do? Just leave this for loop for now, then I will explain you later. When the I value becomes 2, now what are we going to do? Here the I value will become 2. The initially j value is 1, so which is nothing but I am going to print 2 stars when the I value is 2. When the I value becomes 3, I am going to print 3 star. When the I value become 4, I am going to print 4 star. When the I value become 5, I am going to print 5 stars, which is nothing but in the first row I am going to print 1 star, the second row I am going to print 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars. When the I value becomes 5, I am going to print 5 star. Now I need to write the condition for me to print the spaces, isn't it? So now I have written the condition for me to print the star, which is nothing but when the I value is 1, I am going to print 1 star. When the I value is 2, I am going to print 2 stars. When the I value is 3, I am going to print 3 stars. When the I value is 4, I am going to print 4 stars. When the I value is 5, I am going to print 5 stars. Now I need to write the condition for me to print this space, isn't it? So as you can see them here, when the I value is 1, how many spaces do I need to print? I need to print 4 spaces, isn't it? So when the I value is 2, how many spaces do I need to print? I need to print 3. When the I value is 3, how many spaces do I need to print? 2. When the I value is 5, how many spaces do I need to print? None. So how do I write the condition for me to print the spaces? Which is nothing but this space value is equals to I. Why? Because when the I value is 1, I have to print 4 times space, isn't it? So when the I value becomes 2, I have to print 3 times the space value. So the space value is equals to I. Then I have to set the condition less than 5. Now how this program is going to be executed, let's see from the beginning. Okay, I value is equals to 1. Okay, I value is equals to 1. Then from here we need to check the condition, right? 1 less than or equals to 5. Less than or equals to 5. Is this true or false? The condition is true. If this condition is true, what is going to happen? This for loop is going to execute the body of the loop. What is the body of the loop for this for loop? This for loop, isn't it? So this is the body of the statement for this other for loop. Now again I am going to initialize the space value is equals to I. Now what is the space value here? Is equals to I. What is I value? I value was 1. Now from here I need to check the condition, isn't it? So space less than 5. What is the space value? Space value is equals to I value, which is nothing but 1. So 1 less than 5. Is it true or false? This condition is true. If this condition is true, what is going to happen? I am going to print the space. So this first space will be printed in the first position. Then what is going to happen? Then from here the control will not move into the next one. The control will move into this place where I want to increment the value for the space. So initially the I value was 1. That is the reason why the space value was 1. Now when I increment the space value, it will become 2, isn't it? So 2 less than 5. Is it true or false? This condition is true. If this condition is true, what is going to happen? It is going to print another space. Where is it going to be printed? That space will be printed in the second place, right? Then what is the next one? Again from here I need to go and increment the space value. The space value was 2 before. When I increment the space value, it will become 3. The space value is 3. Then I am going to check the condition again. 3 less than 5. Is it true or false? The condition is true. If this condition is true, what is going to happen? I am going to print another one blank, which is nothing but the space. That space will be printed where j is equal to 3. Then the next statement, I am going to increment the space value again, which is nothing but 3 will become 4. 4 less than 5. Is it true or false? The condition is true. Because 4 less than 5, the condition is true. If this condition is true, I am going to print another one space. That space will be printed in the position of the intersection point of I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 4. So that space will be printed here, isn't it? So then what is going to happen next? I am going to increment the space value. The space value before was 4. When I increment them, it will become 5. 5 less than 5. Is it true or false? The condition is false. if this condition is false, what is going to happen? The control will move out of the loop. So what is the next loop? Sorry, instead of for loop I have put printf here. Sorry, this is for loop. If this condition is false, what is going to happen? The control will move out of the loop. What is out of the loop? Which is nothing but this other for loop. What is this other for loop does? I have initialized the j value is equals to 1, j less than or equals to I. So what is the I value initially? The I value was 1. J value is 1, I value is 1. 1 less than or equals to 1. Is it true or false? It's true. What is going to happen then? It is going to print the star. Again, when you look at here, in the first 4 places, we have already printed the spaces. So that star will be printed in the intersection of I is equal to 1 and j is equals to 5. Isn't it so? Then what is going to happen? Then from here, after printing the first star, I am going to increment the value of j. When I increment the value of j, it was 1 before, it will become 2 again. So 2 less than or equals to 1. Is it true or false? The condition is false. If this condition is false, what is going to happen? This statement is not going to be executed. Instead, the control will move out of the loop, which is nothing but it will come here. When it reaches here, what is going to happen? This is going to take the control to the next row, which is nothing but after printing the first row, the control will be moved to the next row. Again, when we reach the next row, what do we need to do? We have to print 3 spaces followed by 2 stars. How can we do that? When we reach this statement, the control will again move to this for loop to increment the value of I. Now I value will become 2. If this I value is 2, I am going to check the condition here, I less than or equals to 5. So which is nothing but 2 less than or equals to 5. The condition is true. Again the control will come to this inner for loop. Space is equals to I. Now the I value is 2. So 2 less than 5. The condition is true. If the condition is true, I am going to print the spaces. So this space will be printed how many times? 3 times. Why? Because 2 less than 5. Then followed by 3 less than 5. The condition is true. Then 4 less than 5. So 2, 3, 4. So I am going to print 3 spaces, which is nothing but when the I value becomes 2, I am going to print 3 spaces. When the space value becomes 4, this condition is going to be false, meaning the control will move out of this loop. The control will come here. So when the control will come here, what is going to happen? Again, I am going to check the condition. J value is 2, 1. J less than or equals to I. What does it mean? What is I value now? Currently the I value is 2. So 1 less than or equals to 2. The condition is true. I am going to print the star. Again the J value will be incremented, which is nothing but 2 less than or equals to 2. The condition is true. I am going to print 2 stars. Meaning when the I value becomes 2, I am going to print 2 stars. When the I value is 2, I am going to print 2 star. When the I value will become 3, I am going to print 3 star. When the I value become 4, I am going to print 4 star. When the I value become 5, I am going to print 5 star. Then when the I value becomes 6, the condition will fail, which is nothing but the control will move out of the condition, all the loops, then the program will come to an end. So this is how it works. So let me run so that we can see the result. So this is supposed to be printf. There is an error there. As you can see them here, the expected result has come. This is how you can print this pattern. For more tutorial videos, kindly subscribe to Beginner's Guide.